The LibDems and the SNP make a counteroffer to Boris Johnson for an early election. That's what I want to talk about in this video, so let's get started. Hi, I'm Mark, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new Brexit video. Today, once again, because of Brexit, I have to break my Sundays only German videos rule. But today the LibDems came forward with an offer from the LibDems and the SNP to Boris Johnson to have his early and have his pre-Christmas election. They announced that they are going to table a bill next week for a general election on December the 9th. That at least is the date that Chaka Umuna said today on television. It's quite unusual because it's a Monday and not a Thursday, but that's the date he stated. In this bill, they want to fix the date on the 9th of December. They want to put a condition in this bill, and the condition is it will only happen if the EU grants an extension next week until the 31st of January 2020. So this is a counteroffer to the government's motion on Monday for an election on the basis of the Fixed Term Parliament Act. As Conservative Nicky Morgan said already today, if they want an election, they can just vote for the government's motion. But to be fair, and that's what I try most of the times, I have to tell you the difference between these two things. First of all, there are two big catches with the bill from the Liberal Democrats and the SNP. They are not the official leaders of the opposition. Jeremy Corbyn could put up a vote of no confidence on his own, but the SNP and the Liberals can't just put up a bill like that. The government has to allow it. And if they put a bill up like this, I guess it can be amended. And that means that Labour could bring up amendments for the voting age and more stuff like that. And the other thing is, a bill has to be agreed by the House of Lords, I'm quite sure, and that so can only happen if the EU grants the extension before the bill has gone through the complete process. So there's a lot of asking the EU to trust Parliament to get this completely done. Second, these differences are really there because in a Fixed Term Parliament Act motion, like the government's putting up on Monday, the date is stated by the Prime Minister for the 12th of December, but it is not fixed. After Parliament agreed to this motion, Boris Johnson could change the date to whatever he wants. That is something the LibDems and the SNP never wanted. That's why they put up this bill. And so, on this point, Nicky Morgan wasn't quite right, because there are differences between these two ways. First of all, the fixed date. That is not in the government's motion. Second of all, the government's motion can't be amended. Maybe it's the LibDems and the SNP's goal to amend it as well. We don't know, they didn't say. But there's the chance for amendments. And so there is a big difference. But because of these differences, I have doubts that the government will allow this. But Nicky Morgan called it a stunt of the opposition. Well, it brings the government at least in an awkward position, because they always say they want a general election. They're bringing up a motion on their own for a general election, and then they act against a bill to bring in a general election. They at least will have to explain a lot to the public, especially the public that doesn't get into all these details and sees the differences and sees the dangers of both different ways. There are dangers for the opposition in the government's motion. There are a lot of dangers for the government in the LibDem SNP bill. And we will really have to see what happens. But those are news that are important. Both ways can bring an election. Both ways, from my point of view, after what I heard immediately, are not very probable right now. It would be the easiest way to get the extension from the EU, by the way, because I believe the EU would bring up the trust to say if this bill is on the way and the government will grant the allowance, not the allowance, that's money, grant the permission for the bill to get into Parliament, and they will at least not vote against it, then it has a chance to go through, and then the EU might say, yeah, let them have their election, that's what we give an extension for. So, we will see. But these news were important enough that I broke my Sunday only German videos rule to bring these news to you. We will obviously not know today what happens, but there are a lot of comments. Even Labour is not very fond of it, but when they all have read it, they might change their mind. We will see. So it is another step on the way, and maybe another political step only, and another political trick. We will know when Parliament is dealing with that. For now, I thank you for watching. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. And by the way, if you want to know about Boris Johnson's deal a bit more, because the government is saying that they are putting up the election for the 12th of December, so Parliament could still scrutinize until the 6th of November and pass this deal. If you want to know what this deal really means, I put another video in the end screen that I brought to you yesterday, which is stating more details about this withdrawal bill. For now, have a nice day and see you soon.